Hello everyone, I know it's been quite some time since I last made a video. It's been like 8 months and a lot has happened in the last 8 months. I couldn't really figure out a time to make a video. I apologize for that and I'm really sorry I'm not in my suit anymore because a lot has happened in the last 8 months. I'll keep you updated on what's going on and what's not in separate videos, but the entire purpose of this video is I got an outstanding in civil litigation, so I just wanted to share how I actually got about doing it, because when I was doing it, there was no one to really guide me. And I got an 87, an 8.7 in civil litigation, which is an outstanding. I barely scraped the 85 mark. So how I went about things, what I used, the resources I had, and everything. So the first thing is let's dive into this. So the first thing that I used, and I would encourage everyone to use, no matter how swayed you think that you should not be using the white book, you actually should be using the white book. And by the time you give your exams, actually your white book should look something like this. So how I marked the white book was basically I had all the parts horizontally, and I had all the practice directions vertically. I had different colors for them, and because you can't overly mark them because you use your white book and paper too, and if you overly mark them, then you get confused. So what I did was I marked internally everything using a Bible highlighter. So if you use a normal highlighter, what basically happens is it bleeds through the pages. So I use the Bible highlighter. I don't have that to show you right now, but it's basically like a lipstick. Uh, so basically I used that highlighter, and then I had small notes inside, not too many. I used small sticky pages and the large ones just to make little notes. And what I would do was, I don't know if I can find it in here, but on the first page of each part, I would also make, with sticky notes, I would just highlight the main sections using terminology that would help me best. So this basically, I was showing you earlier, this is basically summary of the commentary that I used. And what happens is, you can't overly mark these because then this confuses you, as I mentioned earlier. So what I used to do was, on the first page, I used to mark the commentary and what the important parts were. So that really helped me out in paper too. So the thing is, if you do not use the white book, you're barely going to pass. What happens is, sometimes, because I'll be very honest with you, I prepared for civil litigation in 2 months. I deferred, and I'll make a separate video on whether if you should be deferring or you shouldn't be deferring. That's entirely your decision, but I deferred and paid dividends. I got an 87, and I was someone who was expecting to fail actually. So that's how I mark it. And yes, of course, I use these green markers for the pre-action protocols, and I marked them as well. In 2 months I read the white book thrice, and you have to read the white book, because if you don't, it really doesn't help you out. But that being said, sometimes you don't have enough time to prepare for it. Because I deferred, I had enough time, just for civil litigation, and luckily I passed all of the modules in decent colors, surprisingly. So another book that a lot of people, I didn't use it personally. I had this book, but I didn't have the time to use it. But a friend of mine used it. He passed it, and he swears by it. And a lot of people do actually. A lot of people who I know have passed the bar course, specifically civil litigation, use this book. It's by Gillian Woodsworth, and it's bar training course from 2025, prepare to pass civil litigation and evidence. So what basically, because I barely skimmed through it, it puts everything in dotted form, and it tells you where to read and what to read. So if you're running low on time, it actually does help you out. The other thing that really helped me out while I was studying was this book by Stuart Syme. Now, basically, this book was just to clarify a few concepts that were hazy for me personally, and I would just highlight those concepts, because then it made the reading much easier. But even my tutors said you don't really have to read this, but it helped me out, so I thought I'd just share it with you. The other thing is, this book, the ADR book, you have to read this. But what happens is, a lot of questions actually, they are generic. And if you do your MCQs properly, they tend to repeat. Some of them verbatim actually. A lot of MCQs repeat. But basically, this book, you have to read through it. Just go over it once or twice. It's not too lengthy. Some points are. But basically, you need to understand the crux of it. Now, this book, volume 2, this is very important for your limitation acts. Whenever you go through your limitations, the limitation period, it's 3 years, 6 years, it helps with that. Basically, it's all statutes and all. So just mark them and go over them. Now, contrary to popular belief, a lot of people don't use this book. I personally did. Now, what happens is in this book, there are like questions and answers to those questions. So it just helps clarifying concepts. But at the end of the day, when you're asked, I'll just show this book again in case I haven't properly. It comes with your bundle. So basically, what happens is when your exams come, a lot of questions are repeated from MCQs. So the more MCQs you do, the better your chances are of securing these. I did a lot of MCQs, but the most important part of when I did MCQs was when you do your MCQs, just make sure that you relate it to the exact part of the white book. So for example, you do an MCQ in part 36. So you go back to part 36 and you read that particular part, because then that sticks with you. And that is what I basically used. And you should read your MCQs carefully. But in all honesty, and I don't know, people don't say this often, but a lot of MCQs repeat. I think 10 or 15 of the MCQs that are there, they repeat verbatim, and some of them the concept remains the same. And if there's little change in the syllabus, so you can be rest assured that they are going to test you on that. So that's basically how I did it. So marking your white book is very important. Reading the white book is very important. But if you're on very less time, this book helps out a lot as well. I haven't personally used it, but a lot of my friends have. I'm just trying to make this video as quick as I can, but I hope it helps. And I'll be making more detailed videos as well. But basically, yes, use your white book. The white book helps a lot. Your MCQs help a lot. If you stick to the white book, I don't think you'll ever go wrong. Do your STSs. Do a lot of MCQs. When I say a lot, I mean do a lot of MCQs. Because if a person as dumb as me can do it, then so can you. And just do your MCQs and read your topics. I had ample time because I deferred it, so I could spend 15-16 hours. But if you do your readings and then you do your MCQs, I don't think anything will go wrong. And just mark them the way I did. And the important sections, I just mark them like this. So just highlight them, because what they'll do is they wouldn't ask you question from part 24.3. They'll ask you question from part 24.3A or part 24.3B. So that's how the MCQs are asked. So you have to master this book, and if this helps you out, go for it. But you have to master the white book. Without that, nothing really will help you out. And do your MCQs. I cannot stress enough. MCQs, you have to do it. And all the best, all the very best. If I can do it, so can you. And I'll see you in the next videos. And I'll update how the journey to securing pupillage is going so far. And all the very best. You've got this. Thank you. Bye-bye.